to further display the concept of patient active, which is fundamentally relational motion, I want one thing to stay still and one thing to move in relation to it. So we're going to just use the hip as an example, not because this is a proper diagnostic finding, but because it'll allow me to display it. And I'm going to be in a disadvantageous position for the purpose of the camera. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the leg, it'll be this leg, so it'll be the right leg, to go to the left with patient active approaches. I could just have him contract into me or push into me, and then when he lets go, push the other way. But we're going to see if other activations will get what we want. Now, I could target the lumbar column, I could target the hip. Either way, it's a long lever approach. So we're going to have you bend your knee, right? There you go. And we'll just kind of push until we feel some bind. The foot slips, right? So this is not ideal. Now, he'll go, if you watch right about here, that's about where he stops before his torso starts to move a little bit. So we get a gap here. So this will be what we'll call the end range of the hip. I'm just going to switch my hands to stabilize, because what I want is stuff to come into the hip, and I want to have an idea that it's coming into the hip. So my hand is here. This is not necessarily how I would do it positionally. I would probably be in a different position, but this is just so that I can display it. Okay. Have you push your left leg straight down on the table and let it go. Okay. Now everything went up, right? Everything went up, and when he let go, I got a tiny bit more. Okay. I'll have you push your left shoulder on the table and let it go. No connection at all. Right shoulder on the table and let it go. Okay, I didn't get much. Now, what ended up happening is when he pushed his right shoulder on the table, the hip co-contracted, so I felt something. So it didn't necessarily work the way I wanted. Okay, now what I'm going to have you do, push your right hip straight backwards and let it go. Okay, and you ideally saw my hand go farther. Push your right hip straight backwards and let it go. There you go. Right now, I'm not necessarily having him contract against me. I'm having him push his right hip down. Therefore, it will be a multitude of muscles that will engage. It could be some of his lumbar extensors. It could be his glutes, whatever. Something's happening there, right? Now, what I'm going to try to do, okay, is I can ask him to do something. I can get creative. Try to twist your pelvis to the left and let it go. Okay, so if he twists his pelvis to the left, it's a different instruction. I get the same net result. When he lets go, the knee goes farther, all right? The idea is that I'm going to attempt to avoid having the person contract the tissue that I'm lengthening, because it could be uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that it is, it just means that it could be. So I want a variety of options instead of just saying, hey, I stretch the tissue, I contract the tissue, I rely on the refractory period, I rely on post-isometric relaxation. No, I want to pay attention to this human being. And I got two different activations to work the way I wanted that weren't him just pushing his knee back into me. I fight less, I work less, he works less, we get a result that's more subtle.